In this video, I will be going over the basic setup for how we at the ASC recommend setting up your OneNote notebook for your semester. So this was a great way to organize your notebook, so that way you don't have to work too hard on setting up the organization at the start of every class. So the first thing we recommend doing is starting a new notebook. So we'll go to the notebooks drop down here, and then we'll add a new notebook. So I'll click add, and then we want to add it to, so you might not see this, but I'll add it to one location here. So I should be able to add here, perfect. And then I'll name the notebook. You can name it whatever you like. I recommend naming it to the name of your first or to your semester. So I'm going to write semester 1 here in this example. Now I'll click create. And then it'll ask if you want to invite people. So I'll click not now, but you can invite other Durham students to your notebook if you wish. And then we start with our first section. So I like to rename the first one. So if you right click on the section if you right click on the first section and then click rename, you can rename it to whatever you like, but I name the first one to blank. You'll see why in a minute. This is going to be more or less our blank template. So and then we start by setting up our pages. So I'm going to add 14 other pages, so I'll have a total of 15 pages here. So I'll add those. I'm just going to add a bunch and then come back to it and delete the ones I don't need. But then what you want to do is rename each of the pages after the weeks in your semester. So each semester has about roughly 14 weeks. Your class schedule might be slightly different, so just keep that in mind. So we're adding 14, yours might be less or more. So I'm going to add each week here. So I'm going to write week 1 in the first one, and so on and so forth. So you'll see as I go along. So week 2, week 3. So this task might seem a little tedious at first, but there's a reason we do this once, and then we won't have to do it again. So we're creating a blank template here. Week 7, week 8. Go all the way through. All right, so week 14, our very last one. So then once you have all of your weeks, I'll delete these your 14 weeks, apologies. I'll delete my excess ones. You want to leave one left. And I call this last page, I call it assignments. And I'll explain why in a minute. So once we have our template section here called blank with our 14 weeks and our assignments page, you can obviously add more pages if you wish to add more organization. But what we do now is we right click on the section and then we click move or copy. And we want to select this notebook, so semester 1, and we want to click copy. So we want to copy this blank section to this notebook. So now it'll create a duplicate section here. And then what we can do is rename this section. So here's where we'll make each section for each of our courses. So I'm only going to do this twice to show an example. So I'm going to do communications 1700. And I'll copy this again. So I'll copy semester 1, copy, and I'll rename this one to maybe like busy 1700, or I think it was I don't remember the exact course code, but anyways, there's 2 pretend courses. You don't have to use the course codes. You can use the name of the course or whatever name best suits it, but it's best to divide them into courses like this. And then what you can do also, one little tip, I like to right click and then you can section color. You can change the colors so they're a little more diversified and they're easier to notice which one is which class if you wish. You don't have to, but it just makes it a little more clear. And then you have your different sections for your different classes. You can leave this blank one here if you wish and just leave it on the end, because it might be helpful to duplicate this for the next semester. So what you do now is you can organize your information as you get it very quickly. So let's pretend it's week 1 of my comm class. All the information, all your notes for week 1, all you have to do is come to this comm section, click on your week 1 page, and just start writing or putting all the content in here. And it will save it all as you go along. And then the same thing goes for as you go through the weeks. You just, when you get to week 2, you write everything in week 2. And that way all of your information is saved in the right spot without you having to save the files and really organize it before the class. You can have this all pre-set up at the very start of the semester, and that way everything's ready to go for you. And then the reason we add an assignments page is here's a great spot to write all of your assignments that are due for a class. So it's one kind of totaled area. So if I click, I like to write like maybe assignment 1, and then we can give it a date. So maybe what's today? 05/29/2020, and then you can maybe add like a checkbox. And you can add a list of all of your assignments here. So I can maybe copy this here. I could paste one down below. This is assignment 2. It's due on the 30th. Add a checkbox next to that one. And you can see, you can list all of your assignments here, and kind of have one area to list all of your assignments for that class. So you can kind of extrapolate this information to kind of best suit your organization needs, but this is a great setup for starting a semester. And then all you have to do when you get into the next semester is right click on or just create a new notebook. So if I add a new notebook, let's do this again. I'll do this one for semester 2, create. I won't invite people. So we've created a semester 2 notebook. Now we just go back to our semester 1 notebook, go to our blank section again, right click on it, move or copy, and we'll copy that section to our semester 2 notebook that's now here. So I'll click copy. So then if I go back to my semester 2 notebook, you can see that blank template is already here. And then you can just copy again for your new semester courses. So it's very easy to copy over to the new semester and continue this process going forward. Just make sure if you want to keep all your changes in your blank templates, that you adjust them and use the right one to copy over. If you have any questions about how to set this up or need any assistance doing it with somebody else, please contact your assistive technologist at the ASC.